because I spilt liquid down the front of my shirt.
Because I
Let's
wasn't
lean
paying
off camera.
attention. I wasn't paying attention to either of these things, and that's when I unmuted us.
I'm a classy woman, let me tell you, people. All right. Hello, and welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We are two sisters in fiber coming to you from different provinces at the moment, though for the last time. Next time we record, I will actually be back home in the city.
Woo!
We may still be via distance because we won't be too lazy to leave our houses, but I cannot be held responsible for that.
It may
I'm
just be too
actually fine.
hot. It's
Oh my
like
god,
dead of summer right now, and I'm so confused.
it's 26 degrees here. I don't know what you guys are running, but we're not even
I
running
think
a
it was
wind.
28 at one point today. That's why I'm
No
wearing,
wind.
like, nothing.
Well, you can see my flappy kimono shirt today.
I'm wearing the sleeveless, backless dress today.
Oh, geez, yeah, that's pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
So there's that because I'm already complaining when is summer over and when does fall come back. Guys, I'm a winter person. Feel free to hate me. However, I'm Jocelyn,
I'm Diana.
and technically we're a knitting podcast.
We're a rambling podcast that's mostly about knitting.
For super first segue, I am not the only person on the face of the planet that remembers the Canadian historic, like Canada History Notes commercials that they used to have on TV. The sisters on the Lam were talking about the one where the guy's on the log and he's rolling down the river. I gotta go find it. Can you find me the link for that? Because my God, that song, I need to know what it is.
Oh, I don't think I've even seen this one. I don't know which one you're talking about.
It's the same as the one where I'm always like, we film and we record and do stuff from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's the same line of historic Canadiana um,
No, they've got like
infomercials that
hundreds of
you
those things now, though.
tons, tons. They're all over the place. I'll find it. I know I got to be able to find it anyway. It's just I know the song, like my head's bouncing to it, but I can't recall the lyrics. Like all I got is the humming in my head, and I can see the cartoon dude on the log rolling down the river. Jocelyn had coffee late in the day today. It's a thing. So technically, we're recording on Mother's Day. Did you say Happy Mother's Day to your mommy?
I said yesterday. We did all our Mother's Day stuff yesterday.
We took mom to the Berry Barn yesterday, so I had an amazing turkey sandwich and salads, and we bought a bunch of stuff, which is actually everybody can see me showing you all the stuff in our little preview section. And then today I was going to go to the farmer's market with them, but oh my gosh, whatever I've been doing to damage my back, I'm just aggravating the snot out of it. So I had to stay home this morning and sit in a very, very straight back chair going, owie,
Mm,
with a
that's
hot
no
pad this
fun.
morning. So mom and dad went and they had great fun, bought me stuff. So hey, I got mead and I didn't even have to leave the house. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Ow.
It also meant I could get some work done on some stuff for today. So, shall we drive straight in with our moderately kind of sort of knitting content and you can tell everybody what we're going to cover this week?
Yeah. So we've
Yeah.
got some, what's in our cup? Some,
Hmm.
probably the end of Cool Threads.
I
Um,
think unless the temperature drops, probably, yeah. Or if it
uh,
pops up sporadically, we can just talk about it
yeah.
in the what's in our cup, yeah.
I've got some Woolly Workings, Fiber Flubs. Do you have any yarn on the go?
I am yarn on the go still.
Right. Some Wool Gathering,
Yep.
probably. And
Oh, yeah.
events.
Always wool gathering and events. All right. Well, then let's start with what's in our cup. I have the words for it. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Oh, excellent, because I
I
couldn't
am.
find a link for it last time.
We had to double check. I had to memorize the letter acronym so that I do this correctly. Is the hazelnut mocha coconut macchiato?
That's a lot
Too
of
many
words
words. It's too many words.
for sugary coffee.
For sugary 3 shots of espresso in coconut milk.
Ooh.
Um,
It's okay. Yesterday at lunch, I had a double shot of espresso because during my dress fitting, I uttered the phrase, circle is a nice color.
holy crap, were you tired?
I didn't even understand why everybody was looking at me either. Like, circle is a nice color.
Color? Yep.
I mean,
Circle is a
shape,
nice
it's a
color.
shape, circle
I'm
is
not
a
sure
shape.
what color it is. I'm going to hold up this now. That is going to look great on my fireplace next to my other
Oh.
super cheesy, inappropriate sayings. I still really want to buy that demotivational poster where it's the pyramid and it says slavery gets shit done. Like, I know it's inappropriate. I don't care. I still want it.
Oh.
Listen, I also have posters that say my coffee's decide what. Well, there's one where my coffee's deciding if it's going to do good or evil today. When life hands you something, yell plot twist and move on, but I can't. I love those sort of just super cheesy sayings. I can't get over them. My walls will be covered in word print stuff, and I won't be able to read it because I'm blind in like 2 decades, but whatever. It'll be me, and that's
Yep.
all that matters. All right, shall we do the last little bit of our cool threads? I've been wearing my Stormy Sky shawl
I didn't
because
get
it
to
is
talk about what I was
so.
drinking today.
I'm sorry,
Pout,
what are
pout,
you
pout.
drinking today?
I
Guys,
even
I'm
got I even got a
over
fancy
caffeinated.
I got a fancy beverage today. It is
Oh
wild
my.
tea kombucha strawberry daiquiri flavor.
Oh, I don't think I've tried that brand before.
It's the one that's on sale at Safeway right now.
If there's any non-strawberry brands, strawberry
Oh yeah, there was
flavors,
lots of they've got like 4 other flavors, but I think they only had ones left for 2 of the other flavors.
I'll have to check my my
Yeah.
local Safeway when I get home on Wednesday.
Yeah, they have
If
a
my
bunch of flavors of
cat
this stuff.
if my cat lets me out of the house.
Hmm.
She might not.
She may trap you and stick you to a chair for a very long time.
She she might super kitty stalk me for the first couple of days home, and that's fine. That's allowed. I've been gone for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna yell at me for a long time too, but that's okay. I've got catnip toys for her.
Oh, that might make it a little
Everybody,
better.
everybody has a present. Everybody's getting something.
This is good.
You, my cat, my niece, my sister, the 2 dogs upstairs, the cat upstairs, my cat, my partner.
So many
And if we
presents.
randomly if we randomly find something for my brother-in-law, we will. But my brother-in-law's kind of like, he's not a big present guy. He prefers giving them.
Mm.
He's not too picky about receiving them. So I may honestly just get him a book gift, like a book gift card, so he can keep collecting the book series that he's into. So
Sounds good.
I even have my niece has been saving her allowance money. She's got $60 saved.
Ooh,
So I got her a $50 Steam card.
nice. Well, that'll
Hmm.
be good for a lot of stuff.
She prefers to save the money and cash it in once every other month or every month and just get a buttload of money all at once. Okay, it's her allowance. However she wants to do it, it's fine with me.
Yep.
Yep, it's a thing. All right, now should I talk about cool threads?
Yes,
Am
now
I
we can talk.
jumping too fast? I want to talk about the knitting.
Okay.
The only thing I've been wearing is my Prairie Sky, my Stormy Sky shawl, because it is so bloody drapey. Like, I'm going to be making another one of those. It is so summery. It's got light and flow, and it just, yeah. Another one has to be made.
I'm very excited to see this in person.
Oh, so good. My mom tried to absconce with a shawl I was working on this morning. She's like, give it here. I'm like, Mom, it still needs to get washed and blocked. You have neither blockers nor wires or pins, so it's going home. You can have it in August when you come to pick up your granddaughter. But yeah, for me that's it because we're really, and that's only on the days when it was like cool enough to wear
Yeah.
shawls, which is like for me 15 degrees or lower.
We had a couple of cooler days this week, which I think are probably gone now. So I was wearing my Bloomsbury mitts, probably for the
Hmm.
last time this season.
That's fine. They're
They
still
have
good
been,
looking mitts.
yeah, they've been brought home to wash now, so which is why I have them.
The great summer washing begins.
Yeah, the spring, end of spring, put away all the knits.
Yep, sounds right.
Okay, that's too hot. I need to take that off now.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you're wearing.
Ooh.
We're both in summer clothes. What are you doing?
I was trying to demonstrate it because it looks better on a hand than not on a hand, and it's just.
Mothering, jumping Jehoshaphat's.
Well, don't do that, whatever it was you just did.
Whole right side of my back, having a hot clue.
Oh.
I've just the whole thing's lit up like a Christmas tree. So I'm either gonna drink my mead tonight or take a muscle relaxant and go to bed. One of the two's happening.
I think maybe you need to trade in the spine for a new one.
I gotta figure out what it is that I'm doing. And my mom's been watching for the last couple of weeks. Like, and I don't think it's a posture thing. So I suspect I'm
I'm probably just sleeping weird in an unfamiliar bed.
probably, yeah, and I suspect it'll probably iron itself out. But I've definitely booked myself a couple chiropractic appointments when I get home. So see if I can figure out what's kind of something's gone sideways.
Possibly literally.
Literally, possibly sideways, and I just don't register it. So I don't know. I'm done. Sorry, I'm just gonna make faces. I hurt. Just ignore me.
How many projects do you have for Woolly Workings this week?
I have 2 finished objects and 2 projects on the go.
Oh my. Well, let's start with your finished objects. Because, yeah, I have 2.
Yes, I have 2. So, I had to do a test shawl for the Cozy Up with the Stitch and Sisters. It is their triple treat shawl. I did the first one. I'm going to do the other, I'm going to do the top-down triangle one. I did it on my brand new shiny Chow Goo lace needles in a 4mm on a 40-inch cord. I feel like I have to show this cord off because,
Is that
Diana,
nice?
you need these needles.
Okay.
They're so freaking nice to knit with. It just, because there's no weight to them, so it just goes. So I started
Ooh.
on Monday and finished last night, this morning, the bind off for the crescent shape in the triple treat shawl.
Because, yeah, that
So
was a hank of yarn last podcast.
this was a hank of yarn last podcast, and
Now
I
it's
had
a
to hand
shawl.
wind it. Now it's a shawl.
Wow.
I have to literally block the bejeebus out of this thing. Like I am going to have to aggressively block it
That
because it's a
looks
one skein, but
so
it's still
good.
nice. Oh yeah,
It's so
this is
pretty.
it's in the diamond luxury diamond yarn, which I'd never knit in before. So I got to knit a new pattern on new yarn with new needles. Can you get more testy than that? No, it's a test the whole way through.
It looks like a
But I've got
successful test.
it is like I'm gonna make the top down triangle, and I might actually take a look at some of the ones that I've got where I've got single skeins and tonals that I want to pair up, and I might put them together to make them bigger
Mmm.
and just increase this because I just prefer a larger shawl. But this is going to be a great. This is the one my mom was trying to put on and take away, and I haven't even washed or blocked it or like woven in the ends. I'm like, come on, mom, we're gonna be here. The ends aren't even woven in yet. But I did this. I'm gonna try to take some quick photos and get the Ravelry project done.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that Ravelry project so that I can link to your projects ever?
Internet, I'm in trouble.
Wah wah
Diana's
wah
mad
wah
at
wah
me.
wah wah.
uh, yeah, no, that's entirely. I don't even think about it. I'm just like, I'm done. Next, let's start the next. Because I'm always got so much on the go. I'm just like, hey, whatever. To the next project. To the next project. However, I wasn't allowed, in my mind, to start that knit until my Katie shawl was done, which is the other Cozy Up with the Stitch and Sisters knit that I've been working on. A, because I really, really want to. B, because it's a part of a knit along I've signed up to do. And C, because why not? So,
Ooh, pretty.
it is bound off and done. It needs to go home and get stretched and washed and blocked. And ends woven in. I'm on vacation. I'm not weaving in ends. Heck no.
Excellent justification.
I thought so as well, too. So that's done. I really enjoyed this. If anybody follows us on Instagram, I had to pull apart my swatch to get enough yarn to finish this, and even then I had to fudge the last couple of rows.
Oof,
So,
that's close.
I was cutting it really close, you guys. So I think I want to do it again because it's a really nice shawl. But I might make it a instead of it because right now it's a 2 skeiner. I might make it like a 3 skeiner
Mm.
and get more of the main color and do the 5 color scrappy that you're supposed to do rather than just the 2 skeins and see how big I can make it. Because again, I prefer a larger shawl. However, Katie shawl. So that is, if anyone's keeping track, number 2 of 4 sister shawls for the All in the Family knit along I have done. Drop the mic 1 week. I finished 2 shawls.
Oh gosh.
No, I mean legitimately, the Katie shawl had like what, that much on it. So like I was well into section 1. I was almost in section 2 when we recorded last week. So, and
That's
I am on
crazy.
vacation. There are some days where all I do is knit.
My phone
This
has
is the
just gone
thing.
off, alerting me that my laundry's probably done. So I should probably
Do a
go do
cut.
that.
Yeah, do a cut. I'll be here.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So
Laundry's done for now.
that's good. Well, we're gonna have the awkward thing. It happens. Whatever. It's a Sunday. Laundry's
Yeah.
gotta happen. It's an adult thing. I have 2 things that I have been working on that are like works in progress. How many do you have?
I
1,
have 2.
2, 6. You could have more than
6.
2.
I have that fancy shawl to finish. I have 2.
That's fair. Why don't you go next?
All right. Well, since I was just talking about the fancy shawl,
You were just talking about the fancy shawl.
I will talk about the fancy shawl.
Mm-hmm.
So, more progress has been made. Let's see if I can hold this up here. This is the even. Hold it up this way. This is the Even Star Shawl by Susan Pandorf out
Mm-hmm.
of, I don't know, unknown lace weight yarn.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah. Well, it was just a giant cone, so literally all the tag says is 100% lamb's wool lace weight. So I don't
Yep.
know. It's lace
That's all
weight
you
wool.
got.
That's the extent of
Yep.
my knowledge.
That's totally fair. It looks really good though, man. I'm so excited with the progress you've been making on that.
Yeah,
Ah!
I'm super enjoying it. I
Mhm,
do have a
mhm.
minor flub to talk about, but I'll talk about that later in fiber flubs. But
Yeah,
I'm just
they happen.
I'm really loving how it's turning out, and I just want to keep working on it. And darn, adulting is just getting in the way of my knitting time. I just want
Well,
to sit and
that's into chart 2. You guys are making some good progress into chart 2.
yeah, I'm about 2/3 done chart 2.
Okay, so that's good. Well, how many charts are left after that?
There's one more chart, and then there's the edging,
Okay, well
which
then
is
yeah,
another
you're
chart, but
closing
it's the
in.
edging.
The edging is intense. You've seen some of those finished shawls. The
Oh
edging is
yeah,
intense.
yeah. No, this is like I don't even know how many stitches around this is going to be by the end because it doubles for every chart, and I'm at 200 and something now.
So 400?
I will
600?
double for 400, so it'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 or 800 stitches that will need to be edged.
Buttercups, Batman.
Yeah.
That's
I should not have done
obscene.
that calculation. I didn't want to know that number. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
You shouldn't have done that.
Shouldn't have done that.
Ah, goodness. Well, in my ever-present Erin Lane bag are the socks that are never getting finished, because that's how I feel about them at this point. Once more, with feeling, here are my Toe Up Vanilla socks done in the Cloud9 Fiberworks Rainbow Connection colorway, which is a nice white base with some really pretty colorful micro striping going on in there. I have knit exactly 2 rows on this week. I was busy finishing shawls, you guys. This is still my take in my purse and travel project when I'm going somewhere and doing stuff. So it does a lot of traveling. I don't do a lot of knitting on it. Yikes. Theoretically, I finish it at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
All right, that's fair. All right, I have one more thing to talk about. How about you?
I also have one more thing. My thing will
Oh, goody.
segue nicely after your socks in that they are my socks.
Okay, that's good.
So I have in my dragon fiber bags, Curse Your Sudden
Mhm.
but Inevitable Betrayal, Firefly
Yep.
reference. I have my April May socks, and they count as April socks because I casted them on in April. And by in
I'm
April,
working
I
on.
mean at like 10 o'clock at night on the last day of the month.
You know what? It still counts.
So I made some more progress this week. Whoop, gotta
Oh my
hold that
gosh,
farther
you're
back.
making more progress than I am. Like, that is so sad. Man,
Well,
I'm gonna start working
I
on my socks.
managed to get knitting time at work because depending on the meeting that
Mm,
I'm in, because there's the town hall every Friday, that's an hour of knitting. Then there's social hour, which might be another hour of knitting. And
true.
I may or may not knit on the bus, and I may or may not knit in other meetings. So
That's fair.
I'm just about ready for the heel on this sock.
That makes sense.
So this is
I'm
the
hoping to hit well, they're just going to be shorties because those are my favorite type of socks to wear.
yeah. I think I'm gonna make
So
these ones short too because it's summer and I want to wear them in the summer.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's nice lightweight material. So it shouldn't.
Oh,
Once I hit the heel, it's not that much longer till I'm done. So
so
there's
this
that.
is the Ball Bound online super sock.
Super
Um,
sock.
I think it translates to 4-ply, and I am unsure if forest color means that it's self-striping, if it's a line of colorways, or if it's the actual colorway.
I have no idea. That's what you get for being in love with German sock yarn.
No idea. There's a sticker on here that says Farbe 1908 and Party 147. So I think maybe Farb is colorway, so maybe it's colorway 1908.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. You're on your own with that, my dear.
Oh, I'm correct. There's a picture on here. There's a picture on here that has teensy little numbers beside
Oh,
each of the
jeez.
little
Yeah, because
colors.
I'm gonna see those.
Yeah, I can't even see them, but they're numbers. I can see them well enough to know that they're numbers.
Okay.
So okay, so it's online Super Sock in colorway 1908.
Perfect. And
That
we
only
have an
took
answer
3 socks to figure
to
that
figure that out.
out.
I'm super excited that you can't do that next month. You have to find different sock yarn.
I have leftover online Super Sock yarn.
You need to take, dude. Red is going to
I'll
call you out.
I'll
She's going
wind
to
some
call
different
you
sock
out
yarn. I
if
have
you
other sock yarn. I will pull
Oh my
out some
god.
different sock yarn. It's just it was the last day of the month and like
Yep.
20 minutes before I went to bed. I'm like,
Yep.
crap, what's next to my chair?
Yep, that's fair. The last project, for the moment, let's be honest, is living in my birthday bag, my dragon fiber bag, of coffee cups. Are you ready? This is why we were mentioned by the On the Lamb podcast,
Okay, okay.
which are two sisters out in Ontario. They do a My Sister Cal, which is sort of their general. We're doing a knit along because we kind of want to knit the same sort of thing at the same time, which is really kind of cool. They want and are doing a spring garment knit along. So I was like, I could always use some spring garments, and I love a cardigan more than is probably humanly necessary. So my starting garment, which looks like a giant granny square, because it is a giant granny square, because this is going to be a cocoon cardigan made out of a giant granny square.
So it's
So
basically a
first step,
square that you. Oh, you're about to talk about that. Sorry.
that's
Go
okay.
ahead.
It's a giant square you fold into a cocoon cardigan, and then you use a contrasting color or the same color if you want to make the band, the neck band, like the body band, around all the way around, and then the sleeve band. So step one, make a giant granny square. I'm working on step one. It's going to take a while. Is the video tutorial I saw is by Yarn Utopia, and I think this lady's like 5'2" to 5'4", which is a perfectly acceptable height range. If that is your height range, sweet. She used Red Heart Yarns 1 Pound Love in buff. Well, I can't really wear buff because I am that shade of beige most of the time. Washes me out terribly. So I chose Bernat Premium or Bernath Premium in a Aran tweed, which, by the way, hey, look at that. Next to my face, looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
When I hold it up next to body parts that don't see the sun, also looks good. Because I have tan lines already, guys. Like,
Oh wow.
it's already gross.
If
So
you can
that's
tell
fine.
my lovely red face, I've had a lot of sun this weekend. So
Yes,
I mean, part of
well.
it's my keyboard is lit up red, so that's like not helping my case.
Oh,
But
no, it won't at all.
there,
So
I've
she
covered the keyboard and it's
used
still red. So
she used one of the Red Heart 1 pound, which is about 14 ounces, and I picked up 3 of the Bernat Premium tweeds because I happen to like the Bernat in the acrylics and stuff, and I don't have a problem crocheting or knitting in acrylics. I didn't pick up 14 ounces. I went ahead and I picked up 3, which gives me whatever 14 plus 7 is.
14 plus 7 is 21.
I can't math today, you guys. Today would be a bad day for me to do pattern designing. I got nothing. There is nobody's home upstairs. So I'm not even going to start checking to see if this is big enough for my 5'10" frame till I'm into that third ball. Because if it like standard size human, female human, takes 14 ounces, I'm not even gonna check till I'm like 18 ounces.
Mm.
I'm just at 5'10", I've got more body.
No, that's fair.
So I've started that process. It's knitting up really quick considering I had nothing at 11:30 this morning, and it's 5 hours later, and I'm here.
Wow, that's pretty good
And
progress.
and I'm in a fair bit of pain, and I went for coffee, and that took me an hour. So I'm motoring apparently. I'm not even trying. I'm doing it on an 8mm size hook. Check out the size of this hook.
Nice. Well, that's
Just
well,
pick.
that's why it's going Zoom.
Oh, because you want the drape and flow because it's a
Yeah.
spring garment, right? So it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to be nice and flowy. And you're gonna get air movement through there, which is beautiful. So,
It'll
and
look
so far
so
I'm really,
good.
really liking it. So,
And I'll steal
the
it and put it on my head when it's done, of course.
there's so many photos of stuff with your head on it that need to happen. I don't even know how to start
Clearly, we need to
this.
take all of your finished objects from your trip. We'll put them all on my head at once.
I'm tempted because at this point I'm sitting at 1, 2, 3 finished shawls If the cardigan finishes as quickly as I think it is, that might be done before I come home too.
I'm gonna have a really big
And
shawl turban to wear.
that would be huge. So I think I need to do some sort of artsy photo uh, with those items going. Well, I came with two, and I'm going home with like however many I finish. Vacation successful? Question mark. So that's going to be for the my sister knit along, Cal. So I got to take some photos and post them up on Instagram and stuff. So I'm excited about that. I got to the 15th of June. I just see how quickly I can get it done, because why not?
Yeah, but you're motoring, so I think you'll probably get it done in plenty of time.
I hit the ground in Winnipeg local time, 10:57 a.m. on Wednesday. I do not have a break, a day off, or a moment to breathe for the next 2 weeks after I get home. I have no idea how we're going to record. I am fully booked up and I haven't even landed yet.
We'll figure it out.
But that's it for my works in progresses and stuff. I figured 2 finished objects in 1 week. That's good, right?
Yeah. Given
You
that,
have to try this. You have to pick up the triple treat pattern. It's 36% off this weekend because Jamie turned 36 this week.
right? Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. So, and I gotta buy some Stephen West patterns before that sale's done, because that's done on the 14th.
Yes.
So that's happening tonight too. Because Stephen West makes some amazing things. But yeah, it's just that one skein is absolutely, and it just flies. And you're not doing one thing for any real length of time, so you don't get bored. So even when you're like, the stitches are like 300 per row, you're in your last section of lace and you're like, whatever, I'll just finish this one little row of lace and then I'll quit for a while, right? You don't. You keep working on it. And then all of a sudden you've done 8 rows of lace and you're like, huh. Well, I guess I might as well just bind off. I'm already here. Hey, you had the option to keep working on garter rows, and I still have like I've got a fair sized ball of leftover. But yeah, I was done. I wanted to bind off. I wanted to see what it looked like without adding extra stuff to it, so that's what I did. Super stretchy elastic bind off though takes some time at 300 some odd stitches.
Yes, it does.
I settled in, watched a couple of YouTubers.
I'm looking forward to a nice quiet evening of. I was catching up on podcasts today while I was
Good.
doing some chores and stuff, so I'm looking forward to catching up on more podcasts and knitting this evening.
All sorts of things. All sorts of things. Right, but that's it for our works in progress. What do we call it? Woolly Workings.
After a year, you should know what our segments are called.
No, I refuse. Refuse.
All right. Well, I have a minor fiber flub relating to my shawl.
Hit me.
It doesn't really matter what section it is.
Not unless it's super key dependent to show the flub off. Probably not.
It's not really. So I'll just hold up a random section to point out a thing.
Sure.
Okay. So you see how between 2 stitch markers there should be about 20 stitches. It changes slightly row to row, but there should be about 20 stitches.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so everything's been working out beautifully on all the rows, and then I was knitting across this last bit of stockinette here.
Okay.
And I had 2 extra stitches, and I have no idea where they came from, because I'd never had a problem with that section thus far, and it just suddenly has 2 extra stitches.
It was really fancy thus far.
You know what? I can be fancy if I want.
Yes, you can be. You guys, I was just holding an 8mm size J hook, and I can't find it. Never mind, found it.
Anyway, so I have 2 extra magical stitches somewhere that aren't messing me up yet, but I'm going to have to fudge it in a few more rows to make things do what they're supposed to.
Yeah,
and I'm sad because I don't know where they came from. Everything looks right.
It happens every once in a while, and then you just gotta go, I don't know.
Yeah. Marriage isn't perfect, so neither is the shawl.
Quite frankly, unless you point it out, people aren't going to notice.
Nobody's going to notice. I know this.
Red was talking to me. She's like, "Oh, we should do the Evening Star shawl," and I'm like, "Sure." Like, I've got those 2 skeins of lace weight that I picked up last week, right? And just like, "That's great." So we're talking about it on the thread. Diana's like, "Oh, you're gonna show me up?" I'm like, "No, no. That's not how that's going to work." First off, She doesn't even have her yarn yet, so we have time. Second, how many knit alongs am I currently participating in? I don't have time to start something that beefy yet.
Bah.
Uh,
I was thinking, I've joined Toastmasters at work, so I'm thinking
what
maybe.
haven't you joined at work?
No comment. Uh,
Okay.
but I was thinking for my icebreaker speech, my topic might be centered around our podcast segment on fiber flubs and how it's kind of taught me to embrace mistakes and just
Go with the flow.
acknowledge them and move on. And so I feel like there's a speech in there somewhere.
Oh, probably. I don't see why there wouldn't be.
So I'm gonna workshop that one, but I think that's gonna be my icebreaker speech for Toastmasters.
That's fair. I think that's a good idea. Also gives everybody a really good idea of what you do as a hobby or as an enjoyment factor that may or may not be outside of work.
Well, they already know I knit. They've seen the socks.
You
They
guys,
nobody's
me and
seen
my
me sitting.
fiance are very quickly becoming bold widows. Is what we're becoming.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Hey, he abandoned
yeah.
me this weekend. He was out at the lake doing work, manly
So
work.
why, Matt? So they were opening up the cabin for May Long.
Mostly they were clearing dead brush out of the living brush because everything's super dry and it's all too close to the cabin.
That's totally fair. Yeah, no, it has been an incredibly dry starter for us, which I was pointing out that both coasts of Canada are overly wet, and in the middle, it's overly dry. We cannot seem to figure this out for this year.
So we'll just import some water from the coast.
You know, I don't think New Brunswick or Lower BC would mind if we imported some water. Have you seen the news photos of those places?
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'd mind overly much if we took some of their water.
Okay, I'll get right on that.
Mm-hmm. Figure out the science behind that. Whoa. All right. So no, I
So
think
some
that's a
yarn on
good
the
time
go.
master. I
You're
am yarn on
going.
the go.
What's with your yarn?
What's with my yarn? My yarn went to the Berry Barn, which is a legit barn.
Good, good. I'd be
Right next
disappointed if it
to
were
a
otherwise.
I've got some photos. I might post them on the Facebook or on the Facebook on the group on our podcast Instagram page. I know for sure I'll post them on my personal one, but I might or might not post on the other than the one I took of my knitting. It's the ones I took of my knitting while we were out at the Berry Barn. I will do, but the barn itself has a restaurant and a little gift shop. So we went out and we had lunch, which was great because it's a tasty lunch. They're known for Saskatoon berries. Go figure, I'm in Saskatoon, guys. And they have a pick your own Saskatoon berry patch. They're like the 10, 12-foot high deep rows like when you go to pick strawberries at the end of season, only Saskatoon berries. So you get the idea.
Yeah.
So obviously we weren't doing that. It's a little early in the season. But we did go for lunch, which was great. And we took a little walk around and they're right beside a creek river, so like it looks really good. So I was thoroughly enjoying my lunch, and I took my socks with me because I needed to do more knitting.
Excellent. I have a very
It was good.
similar yarn on the go story.
Ooh,
We took my mom to a greenhouse out by Steinbach
ooh,
that
nice.
is a greenhouse but also has a restaurant. That
Sometimes that
does
just works out for the best.
does really fantastic wood-fired pizza.
Ooh,
So
nice.
good. Anyway, but that's where I had my double shot of espresso because circle is a nice color.
Circle is a nice color.
And I took
That might
some,
be the episode title.
I think it might be. I took some pictures of my shawl with my espresso.
Oh, good. That's hilarious. You will knit on your lace weight shawl when you're that tired that circle's a color, but you won't do it after you've had some drinks. I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, I didn't knit on it until after I'd started drinking the espresso.
That's fair. Okay.
So,
I'll give it to you. But yeah, for the most part, it's I haven't really been. If I've been out doing stuff, I've been focused on like doing stuff with mom, so I haven't been doing a lot. I will pull out my sock and knit on a row here or there when we're waiting for food, ordering lunches, that sort of idea. But for the most part, if we're out, I'm out doing things with mom. So It travels with me. I just don't actually get a chance to work on it.
Fair.
That's fine.
Oh, so do we have some wool gathering? Unless you had any more yarn on the go.
I don't have any more yarn on the go. My yarn on the go actually goes back to normal scheduled programming next week.
All right, so we're on to some wool gathering.
Have you thought about your plan for Stash Dash?
Insofar as I'm going to finish this shawl, and then if that doesn't take up the entire amount of time, I'll pick up something that looks close to done, like probably this Celtic Myths fingering weight shawl that is right here behind my monitor.
Okay, that's fair.
I suppose now that I've said it's right here behind my monitor, I should pick it out. Circle is a color. Pick it up and
So how's
show
that
it.
podcasting voice going for you? I think Toastmasters is going to help with your words.
You know what? I had to do a table topic speech, and I ran out of things to say, so I started dancing, but I somehow managed to make it relevant to the speech I was giving. So when I ran out of things to say, I started dancing, and apparently it all seemed very cohesive.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, yes, this is
your
the Celtic
topic
Myths
choice
fingering
is not
weight.
what I would have gone with, but no, that looks good. And you're right, you should finish that up, because I think that'll...
Yeah, like I just need to do the edging on this crescent shawl, and
yeah, you're
all
so
it
close.
needs. And it's been sitting here. I sadly I checked my project page on that when I started it in 2016.
Ouch.
In like May 2016.
Oh,
it's a 2-year UFO. So I think that's my plan.
That's a good plan. I don't have any unfinished projects that old.
Well, la-di-da.
I might knit too much, you guys. There is a sort of mini knit along competition / podcasting bragging rights going on that we may or may not want to throw a couple of bucks at.
Okay.
The Knitmore Girls and the Knit Girls, and a podcast with which I can never for the life of me remember the name of, have worked with a yarn dyer, and they've all come up with 3 individual colorways to sort of go toe-to-toe to see how many people will pre-order these limited time colorways and knit a color pooling cowl with them. So the proceeds from the colorways and no, the pattern's 50% off, but the proceeds from the colorways are going to go to the charity of choice for each of the 3 podcasts.
Okay.
They're really pretty colorways, so I don't know which one to pick.
I'll have to take a look at this.
Buying yarn and supporting a charity. How can you go wrong?
We will. There's probably a link to this, I assume.
Yeah, you'll be able to find it in the show notes for the Knit Girls and the Knitmore Girls because they've got them linked in both.
I'll find it and I'll link it in our show notes as well.
Yeah. So that's one of those ones that I kind of wanted to toss at your head and go, hey, this is something we might. And I don't think I want to do the cowl. I like the pattern, but I don't dislike or not I don't dislike or like color pooling. I'm kind of indifferent. I like seeing that variegated yarn comes up differently. So if it sort of pools and then doesn't pool all the way up, I find it fascinating and I enjoy it. So I know I want to make something, but I'm not interested in the cowl pattern. So
I'm just not interested in cowls. So, but I am always interested in yarn.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and you get to choose the base you order it in. So,
well, that's just even better.
So we can either pick a favorite or not pick a favorite and just get one from everybody. That's the debate I'm currently having with myself.
Well, funds permitting, I think one from everybody is clearly the answer here.
Clearly the answer. We also do need to toss out there in wool gatherings. If we're going to go to the Carberry Blue Hills Festival, we need to make plans.
I sadly have to do more dress fitting stuff because we've sorted out a lace thing with the sleeves and I need to go do another dress fitting that day because if I don't do it that day, then schedules don't work out again to do it until July, and that's just way too late. So
by July, you should have a finished dress, my dear.
Exactly. That's why we have to do it on the 9th.
That's fair.
So sadly, I am busy that day.
I'll go.
I'm so sad.
Red wants to go, so me and Red will go.
Okay. take pretty pictures of yarn for me.
Oh, oh. Once Red knows what you're doing, your phone will get bombarded.
Good. Good. It'll make me feel better.
It should help. So that's pretty much it for Wool Gathering. It's just sort of the planning and stuff that's coming along. I'm currently working my way through knit alongs, and I know when I get home I have to do the setup for Stash Dash, which is what, 25th of May?
23rd?
I
25th? It's in the show notes.
I
I don't remember.
I don't remember, guys.
The dates are in the show
So
notes.
there's a reason why we have show notes. So when I get home, I know exactly where my plastic tote is, and all my projects are gonna go in there, so it drives me bonkers, and I work on them. So the only thing I have to decide is which one I want to dive into first. Mhm.
Apparently my computer is low on storage space, which is a
Well,
lie. It just doesn't know about its other drive, apparently.
okay. Well, so long as it doesn't know what's going on either, it's a bonus, I guess.
It's fine. Its main drive is
So
filling up and it's unhappy.
okay, that's fair. So other than that, no, I don't have a ton of like sort of woolly workings to go on. I picked up some new books and stuff for us to look at. One's a Stitch Dictionary, which is for me.
Oh, excellent.
The other is 2 knitting books, so we'll have some reviews and stuff going on.
Excellent, and it should be just about time to be getting the Interweave Knits magazine in the mail.
It's time for them summer knit magazines, so
yeah. Okay, so the review segment will be returning.
It will be, which is exciting. I'm crocheting as we record. All right. What's next?
If we are finished with wool gathering, then we are just on to events. I guess the most important event announcement is that as of today, whenever today is that this gets posted, the Podcastiversary knit along will be officially closed.
Internet bug Diana, she has the ability and the capacity to post these things as of Tuesday morning. I make sure of it.
Okay, so realistically on Saturday.
Yep.
On Saturday.
It'll have to be before Saturday this week because you're at the cabin.
Oh, you're right.
It'll have to be before Saturday this week that it'll come
It might
still.
I might have it done, but just have it published on Saturday just for consistency.
That's fair.
Anyway, so as of this Saturday, May the 19th. Yes, May the 19th, as I check. The Northern Knits Podcastiversary knit along will be closed. So, yes, it's closed now. I'm really tired, and I've had too much sun this weekend.
I believe it, which is close because I was almost what we decided, but not quite what we decided. As of the 19th, you have to the following Saturday to get your posts done.
Oh, I thought that's what we said last week.
Were you done last week?
I was done last week.
Yes, you were done last. So yeah, you're right. By the time this goes live, it'll be done. When I get home, I'll post a couple of quick Instagram photos for everybody to do some prompting and reminding.
Yep.
So yeah, as of the 19th, it'll be closed. Yeah, which means the next time we record after the long weekend, we will draw prizes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I can finally give those awesome Northern Knits podcast mugs to somebody who will appreciate them, such that they can stop cluttering up my knitting table.
Oh heavens!
And by my
give them to me to store. I've done that for you.
I could have put them somewhere else. I just didn't want to forget about them, so they've been sitting on the table, going, "Hey, you need to finish that Rivers wrap."
Well, if that's the kind of bullying you need to get stuff done.
It worked. The Rivers wrap is done.
All right, so yeah, we'll draw names after the long weekend.
Yeah. Cool.
Perfect. Done and done.
All right.
Which only leaves Year of the Sock for us.
Yep. So that is #Year of the Sock, question mark. The idea being that you knit one pair of adult socks every month and enter it into our monthly FO thread. May's thread is up now as of last week, which when this post will be like a week and a half ago. Anyway, May's FO thread is up. So if you're already done your May socks, get them in there.
We're not going to talk about how badly I'm doing with that.
Yeah, so...
It's not like I don't complete things. You guys see me ready for lace socks yet? How about we try something like Hermione's every day?
Oh, fine. You're no fun.
Says the one who has sock knitting experience and still just does vanilla.
Because I enjoy the mindless knitting.
So do I. I just get a lot of it with my shawls and my garments and stuff. And quite frankly, at my height, it's a lot of garter stitch to get up a body of a sweater.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh gosh, I think I actually sunburned my shoulder. I should stop scratching that.
Dude, sunscreen. You are of a European descent. You know better.
I'm too white to not wear sunscreen. Yes, I know. And I went
You
out
said
without
it.
sunscreen today.
You know better. You super know better.
I do super
You
know
can't
better.
go. You can't go outside without. I can't go outside without sunscreen. You can't go
I
outside without sunscreen.
know. I didn't think that through all the way today. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to hop on the bus and go to dance class. And then I walked home from dance class without really thinking about it. And
Happens
now
a
I'm
lot.
sunburned.
Now you're gonna pay for it. Well, you have that aloe vera
I do, yeah. I'm going to
lotion.
go slather
Yeah, that
myself
would
with
got you.
that when I'm
Yeah,
done doing
that'll
this.
help.
Yeah.
Still, damaged your skin.
Yeah.
So still getting stern finger shake. You
Yeah,
know
I know.
better.
I know.
But it is what it is. All right. So other knit-alongs that I'm participating in.
List them.
I am participating in the All in the Family, which is a year-long shawl knit-along hosted by the Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters. It is focusing and featuring the shawls singularly named after each of the sisters. So the Jamie shawl is done. The Katie shawl is done. Up next is the Chrissy shawl, which got released a couple of weeks ago, so I need to buy the pattern. And by me, I mean I think Diana still owes me a pattern, so I might see if she wants to pick that up while it's on sale.
Mm.
And then I say looking right at her. So what
Mm-hmm.
I need is more patterns.
Clearly.
Not. I really don't. I'm really still going to get it. And then the Sarah shawl, which will come out later this year. So when you're all said and done, you will have one shawl representing each of the sisters, which is super cool. So I'll have to go home, wash and block Katie, and get some photos posted in the FO thread for that, and then that's done, and I can move on to the next. I am also currently participating in the, even though I haven't worked on it 2 weeks, I still have to the end of May. Spring Garden Along, hosted by the Fiber Friends podcast. So there are three ladies out in Ontario: Caroline, Louise, and Adriana. And they're doing the Spring Garden shawl, which is designed by Louise. Now, I did not get the colors for the yarn that Adrian dyed for it because I don't like those two colors together quite that brightly. That's right, there are color combinations that I find too bright. Take a moment. It does actually happen. I know it wouldn't look good on my skin tone, so that's kind of where I draw the line. It was a little too springy for me. So I'm doing mine out of my National Parks yarn skeins that I got two of from Holy Hannah. I don't know. The park is listed, I think, on the project page. If not, again,
Was
Diana's
it?
been bugging me. I really do need to get my project pages updated.
Yeah, bug.
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 So I have to the end of the month to get that one done. So I think once I'm done what I'm currently working on, that'll be what I pick up next. Because guys, I needed a break from shawls. But the shawl will be really good airplane knitting, so I
Yep.
suspect I'll be working on it on the way home. So I am also participating in. Are you guys done hearing my voice yet? Are you tired yet?
Goodness. Okay, wait. We're at 3 now.
Oh man. In the My Sister Cow, which is hosted by the two sisters on the Lamb podcast, whose names I will not pronounce because I will butcher them, and then I will feel like a ass. I will feel awful because just I have a really easy name. I have an easy first name, an easy last name, and unless you're under the age of 5, it's not hard. If you're under the age of 5, you can actually call me Joe. If you're over the age of 5 and call me Joe, you better be my mother or I'm going to hit you. And that's how that works. This is a hard line. I do not respond to that unless you are my mom. Because then you gave birth to me, you can call me whatever you want. Makes sense to me. For the My Sister Cal this time around, it is hashtag on Instagram, and it is a spring garment. So you had to crochet, knit, so you had to make something that you would then conceivably wear, weather permitting. They did say if it's like plus 30 when you finish, don't put it on that day. seems legit, but something that you would actually wear in the springtime. And for that, I am doing a cocoon cardigan via video tutorial from Yarn Utopia on YouTube. She has in her description box, she has, or her post about it, she's got links to the original pattern. I will try to find the name of the original pattern for Diana so she can do the links, or I will send her the link to the YouTube thing and go computer stuff.
Okay.
One of the two will happen.
I'm definitely capable of computer stuff.
I'm a little more computer tech savvy when I'm on a system that I like is mine because I know what it can do and what it can't do and how it works. I'm always a lot more hesitant with systems that are not my own.
That's fair.
Does that make sense? It's not mine. I don't want to break it. And God, can I break computer stuff?
You'd be really
It's
good
so
at
cool.
QA.
I
Breaking
really would,
stuff
and
is a talent.
I really should actually apply to QA for Bold, so I too can also drink the company Kool-Aid.
It's good Kool-Aid.
It's good Kool-Aid.
It's
so
very good.
That is what? One, Arse, Stitch and Sisters, On the Lamb, Fiber Friends. So that's 4.
Do you get the Cozy Up one?
Yeah, I got the Cozy Up one.
Okay.
I might jump in and double tag team a sweater one for 5 and 6.
You already have a sweater on the go from my knit along last year.
Yeah, well, I never intended to finish that one on time, so I wasn't worried about that one. There's a Choose Your Own Adventure by the Knitmore Girls, and the Sweater Palooza, which is just an open Ravelry thread by the Grocery Girls. These are all podcast people I watch. When it comes out, within 24 hours, I have consumed that video.
Oh my goodness.
I really quite enjoy all of them a lot. So, I got knocked on the door. We can cut this part out. Yes, Mommy? Sure. I'm okay with regular legs and thighs and stuff too if you just want to do a big bucket. I'm hungry. Yeah. Oh, I can have the fries. Yeah, KFC's safe to eat. I just didn't want to do it for many years because I flipped too much chicken at Bonanza. We're almost done. We're on to events, so I'll be done in the next 10 minutes or so. So, yeah. By the time Dad gets back, we'll be good. Cool. That's 2 edits.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. All right. I was talking about that. So another awkward break, whatever it happens. Ditto plans.
Yep.
So if I jump in the Choose Your Own Adventures, you get to choose a sweater pattern to do, and the Sweater Palooza is just a celebration of creations of sweaters throughout the year. So I think what I might do is, because I'm still learning sweaters, is do the So Faded sweater, which I have the yarn for my niece, because it's something I wanted to do. And before everybody goes, that's a kid sweater, she's a small human. She's not a child size anymore. She is a small human size. So yes, it does count. It is an adult size sweater I will be knitting. It just happens to be on the opposite spectrum of my adult size sweater.
It's just going to be an extra small adult sweater.
Small to medium.
Oh, not even extra small.
Yeah, not even extra small. Extra small is for like t-shirts and camis and stuff because it's fitted. But there's a Smoky in the room now. But she prefers her sweaters to be baggier, so those are into the small medium range. So I'm going to have to double check her rib cage measurements and stuff, and her chest measurements because we bought real adult bras.
Ooh.
She's very excited. She's not in training anymore, so I'll have to do those measurements and make sure they're all good so I can do her that highlighter pink pullover. But I think that's what I might choose for that to combine for those two to sort of just. But it's also excellent summer knitting because it's a fingering weight sweater. Hi, I'm sorry.
Hello.
Would you like a shoulder? Come here. All right, there we go. So
Smoky wants to snuggle.
Smoky would like a shoulder. So here we go. Every internet meet Mr. Smoky.
Oh, we can hear him too.
Yes, you probably can. So I think that's what I'm going to do for that because I know I'm working on the sweater this summer anyway for her birthday in November. So I might as well just put it into a knit along while I'm at it.
Sounds good.
Makes sense. This is Mom's 16-year-old stoner. He's got a anti-seizure medication, so he actually is really space cadetty most of the time. You will pick him up, take him off your lap, put him down, and he will fall over because he's not awake.
But he's so snuggly looking.
He's so cute. He also eats cheese with me. We're gonna go eat some Benedictine monk cheese for dessert
Ooh.
tonight
Fancy.
because it's lactose free, so he can have it.
Ah.
Hi, what's up? I go home to my cat on Wednesday. Yeah, that's what you think of that. Okay. But I think for me, that's it for Nidalongs. Again, for the moment, I'll find more. That's not a problem. It's me. You
Yep.
guys, we gotta be used to it at this point. Whatever.
Alright.
I'm completing stuff on time.
That's excellent.
Or they're year-long ones, so it doesn't matter.
I hope I
got
complete my
time.
stuff on time. I really
I
hope
hope
it's done on time.
The
And
next
not
big
like
deadline
fudge
is
done.
the next big deadline for me is the My Sister Nidalong, which is June the 15th. So I'm gonna plug away at the cardigan, and oh no, the Spring Garden ends in May, end of May. So, but I'll get home and get going on that, and that'll slide into Stash Dash for me, I suspect. Which is perfect. I'm okay with that.
Alright.
All right. Oh, you do have some things that we're gonna go do too. I'm gonna go theoretically, if I can get out there and back. I'm gonna go to the Carberry Blue Hills Festival.